The LA Kings released their roster for the upcoming Rookie Faceoff, and one Kings potential star will be in action. We discuss that and more on this edition of Locked On LA Kings.
You are Locked On Kings, your daily podcast on the Los Angeles Kings, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, Kings fans, welcome to Locked On LA Kings, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for making Locked On LA Kings your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love for you to leave us a positive comment on Apple Podcasts if you're a fan of the show. And we are on YouTube. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I'm Eddie Garcia, your host of Locked On LA Kings. I've worked in sports media for the past 30 years, 20 plus years at the Fox Sports Radio Network. I'm also co-host of the Puck Podcast, a weekly NHL review show that's been putting out content for the past 18 years, and a passionate LA Kings fan for over 30 years. Today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. The LA Kings released their roster for the upcoming Rookie Faceoff, which starts next Friday in El Segundo. And there are two prominent Kings players that will be featured at the event, and one of them is a little bit of a surprise. That would be defenseman Brandt Clarke. Now, technically, the 21-year-old is not a rookie. He played in 25 games, and according to the NHL, if you play in 25 or more NHL games, you are no longer considered a rookie. So he just makes the cut there. However, the rules also state that a player must not have played in 6 or more NHL games in each of any 2 preceding seasons. Clarke played in 9 NHL games 2 years ago and then 16 this past season. So even though this event is called the Rookie Faceoff, it's basically just a name. You don't have to technically be a rookie to take part. The NHL police is not exactly going to be cracking down on this kind of technicality. Regardless, I'm a little surprised that Clarke is taking part in this event. Pleasantly surprised. I thought maybe he would have kind of graduated from participating in this kind of event, which is basically more for players who have yet to play in an NHL game. That said, Quinton Byfield did play in this event 2 years ago in San Jose, and that was after he had played 46 NHL games. So Clarke also participated in this event 2 years ago in San Jose, so this will be his second Rookie Faceoff. Now, he didn't participate last season because he was injured, although if he wasn't injured, it was unlikely he was going to be a part of it anyway, because the Kings likely would have taken him on their trip to Australia. Clarke is the only player on the LA Kings Rookie Faceoff roster that has actual NHL game experience. But bottom line, I love the decision. Let's give Brandt Clarke some extra practice and extra reps to jumpstart what we all hope will be his first solid full NHL season. He's young, he's hungry, ready to get his NHL career going at full speed, and he will be one of the top talents on display at this Rookie Faceoff event. This will be a, like I said, second appearance for him in the Rookie Faceoff, but excited to see him in action out there at El Segundo and ready to talk about what he does out there on the ice coming up very soon. As for the rest of the Kings defensive core, as far as their Rookie Faceoff roster, there will be a lot of fairly familiar names if you've listened to this show. These are guys that we have talked about. If you pay attention to what's going on with the Kings as far as, developmentally, players in the system, you should know a lot of these names. Clarke obviously is the big name, but you also got 19-year-old 6'5" defenseman Jakub Dvorak, second-round pick in 2023. Now, he made the move from his native Czechia to North America late last season. He'll be looking to take a bigger step this year, playing a full season of junior hockey in North America. This will be Dvorak's second appearance in the Rookie Faceoff. You've got Cole Krieger, who played 55 games on the blue line for the Ontario Reign last season. He'll be making his second Rookie Faceoff appearance. He's 25 years old after 5 seasons at Michigan State. Not the oldest, but one of the older players participating in this event. You've got 19-year-old Matthew Mania, 5th-round pick of the Kings in 2023. This will be his first Rookie Faceoff. He's coming off a season with some injury issues at the junior level, so hopefully this season will be a healthier one for him, and he can use the Rookie Faceoff to kind of get his season going. Also on the defensive roster for the LA Kings in the rookie faceoff will be Angus Booth, 4th-round pick in 2022. He'll be making his 3rd rookie faceoff appearance. He's 20 years old. He'll be with the Ontario Reign this year. This will be his first pro season as far as playing professionally. He's played at other levels, but not the professional level. So Angus Booth getting ready to get his feet wet in the AHL. Luke Rowe also will be one of the defensemen for the LA Kings, the former Air Force star. He played 5 games with the Reign late last season. He's taking part in his first rookie faceoff appearance, and he might be the oldest player participating in this event at 26 years old. On the other end of the spectrum, you've got Jared Woolley, 18-year-old, 6th-round pick in this year's draft for the LA Kings. Obviously, this is his first rookie faceoff appearance. And then you've got 23-year-old Jack Miller. He played 1 game with the Reign last season after coming over from Colorado College. You got a couple of camp invitees as far as defensemen as well in Corbin Vaughn and Parker Burge, or Berge, not sure. The forward group for the Kings doesn't have as many familiar names as the defensive group, but all eyes will be on Kings' 1st-round pick from this season, Liam Greentree, also getting his first kind of taste of pro hockey. He's the first Kings 1st-round pick since Brant Clark in 2021. So obviously a lot of excitement about the Kings finally getting another 1st-round pick. And though he is still likely multiple seasons away from actually being in the NHL, the 18-year-old right winger was seen by most as a great pickup for the Kings at number 26 in this year's draft. The question is not when, the question is not if, but when Liam Greentree will be a contributor at the NHL level, hopefully the not too distant future. He will be back in the OHL for 1 more season, hopefully build on a 36-goal, 90-point season he had a year ago, and then be ready to turn pro and join the Ontario Reign likely the following season. So looking forward to seeing Liam Greentree up close in this event, taking on the other top rookies in the western part of the NHL. You've got Francesco Pinelli going to be taking part in this event. He played 67 games for the Reign last season. This will be his, I believe it's his 3rd rookie faceoff. He's a 2nd-round pick in 2021. Little bit of a disappointment, at least to me anyway, last year in his first full pro season playing for the Ontario Reign. 13 goals, 20 points in 67 games. Hopefully the 21-year-old can use this extra bit of action to get ready for training camp and have a more productive season. And yes, this is Pinelli's 3rd rookie faceoff appearance. Also with the forward group, you've got 22-year-old Atu Jemsen coming over from Finland. He will be looking to make the adjustment to North American hockey. He'll be playing for the Ontario Reign this season. This is his 3rd rookie faceoff appearance. You've got junior players Caleb Lawrence and Cohen Ziemer rounding out the list of familiar names. The 6'7" Caleb Lawrence is making his 3rd rookie faceoff appearance, and he will be joining the Ontario Reign for his first pro season this coming year. He's 21 years old. Then you've got 19-year-old Cohen Ziemer. He's making his 2nd rookie faceoff appearance. He is eligible to play in juniors or the AHL for this coming season. My guess is he'll return to junior hockey, but we'll see. You've also got 23-year-old Quinn Olson. He played 1 game for the Ontario Reign last year after coming over from Minnesota Duluth. This will be his first rookie faceoff appearance. You've got a list of camp invitees with some interesting names. You've got Luke Woodworth, Cole Davis, Nathan Newtons, Patrick Monahan, Arvid Kadroth, my personal favorite, Jake Wise, and Oliver Tolk. Now, generally speaking, these guys are basically just bodies to fill out the roster. There's not much chance that they're going to be any kind of contributors to the organization down the road, most likely. That said, Oliver Tolk did have 40 goals for the Calgary Hitmen last season, so he might be worth keeping an eye on of any of the camp invitees. As for the goalies, other than Brant Clark and Liam Greentree, I guess the other Kings players that you might be interested in would be goaltenders Eric Portillo and Carter George. Both are looking to be possible solutions for the Kings in net down the road. For Portillo, perhaps as soon as next season. The 24-year-old former Michigan star will be the number 1 goalie with the Ontario Reign this season, and with a solid full pro season, should get a look the following season at the NHL level. And then you've got 18-year-old Carter George, the Kings' second-round pick in this year's draft. He'll be heading back to junior hockey for this coming season, and he's still several years away from possibly being an NHL goalie. But a lot of hope and a lot of confidence that he could be a potential goaltender for the Kings at some point down the road. Rounding out the rookie faceoff roster is camp invitees as goaltenders. You've got Colby Hay, Samuel St. Hilaire, and Jackson Parsons. Now, you might be wondering where are players like Hampton Slakinski, Jack Hughes, Ryan Comney, Kenny Connors, Jared Wright. Well, they're all college players, and they're all in school, so they will not be participating in this event. And you might also be wondering, was there anyone that played in the rookie faceoff for the Kings last season that ended up contributing to the LA Kings last season? And the answer is yes. Alex Laferriere played in the rookie faceoff last season and then went on to have a unexpected but solid rookie year with the LA Kings. Up next, we're going to have some fun with numbers. That's next here on Locked On LA Kings, your team every day. Those of us that live in the LA area are so lucky. We have so many opportunities to see live events, sports for sure. I'll be at every Chargers home game this season, including this Sunday against the Raiders. But it's not just about sports. We've got theater events, concerts. I went to the Hollywood Bowl this past weekend, had an awesome time. But no matter what you are into, you can enjoy Gametime for all your ticket needs. Gametime has a new feature called Gametime Picks. It makes getting tickets to your favorite live events even easier. Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Are you a Dodgers fan? Well, there's great Gametime deals for you. Hope you took part of that Labor Day discount that they had recently. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKEDONNHL, LOCKEDONNHL, for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? Gametime. So if you're getting ready for the upcoming NHL season, and I know you are, there might be some adjustments you're going to have to make as far as recognizing some old Kings and also figuring out who some of the newcomers are. And you might do that based on the jersey number that they are wearing. We just mentioned Alex Laferriere a moment ago. He wore number 78 last season. Not unusual for a young player to be given a very high number. Now, sometimes they will change that number after they become more established NHL players. This has happened quite frequently, even to some big names. My friend Hart sent me a Drew Doughty rookie card, and he is wearing number 80 in this rookie card, which is very interesting. Now, some players will change their numbers. Others, though, might decide to stick with it, like Tyler Toffoli. He was given 73 when he joined the Kings, ended up winning the Stanley Cup, and decided, you know what, I kind of like this number. And it was a part of the 70s line, and he has worn 73 throughout his career. And plus, the higher numbers have become much more popular in the NHL over the last few decades, with guys like Patrick Kane wearing number 88, things like that. Sergei Fedorov back in the day wore number 91. For the most part, though, back in the day, you didn't see players wear numbers above really the 40s. But anyway, back to Alex Laferriere. He has switched off of that number 78, and he will be wearing number 14 this coming season. He'll be the 31st player in Kings history to wear number 14. The last player to wear 14 was Brandon Lipstick, who you probably don't remember. The most famous number 14s in Kings history, I'd go with former Kings captain Matthias Nordstrom and Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams. Alex Turcotte is switching from number 38 to number 15. He'll be the 26th player in Kings history to wear that number. The last to wear it was Ben Hutton. More notably, number 15s for the Kings. How about Josef Stumpel and Brad Richardson come to mind? Akil Thomas is switching from number 41 to number 26. He'll be the 31st player to wear number 26 for the Kings. The most recent to wear it was defenseman Sean Walker. You've also had Ray Ferraro and Slava Voinov, former number 26 for the LA Kings. Samuel Fagemo is switching from number 68 to number 19. He will ironically be the 19th player to wear number 19 in Kings history. The last to do it was Alex Iafallo. Most famously, though, there have been some pretty famous number 19s for the Kings. You might remember defenseman Larry Robinson, Butch Goring, and of course, Jim Fox was at once upon a time a number 19 for the Kings. How about some of the newcomers for the LA Kings? You got Warren Fogle. He'll be wearing number 37. He'll be the 13th player to wear number 37 for the Kings. The last was goalie Jeff Zatkoff. Not too many famous 37s, though, in the history of the LA Kings. Maybe Warren Fogle will be the most famous one. We hope so. You got Tanner Jeannot, another newcomer for the Kings. He's going to be wearing number 10. He will be the 33rd LA Kings player to wear number 10. The last was Michael Amadio. More famously, though, Mike Richards wore number 10. We also have defenseman Joel Edmondson. He will be wearing number 6 for the LA Kings. Forgot to look and see how many Kings have worn number 6, but I'm guessing probably in the 20s. Any of those lower numbers, you've got a lot of players who have probably worn those over the years. Jake Muzzin wore number 6. Sean O'Donnell, another famous number 6 for the LA Kings. And last but not least, goalie Darcy Kemper will be wearing number 35. He's the 9th player to wear number 35. The last player to wear 35 for the LA Kings was Darcy Kemper in his last stint with LA. Some other fun with numbers. Obviously, there'll be no LA Kings in the future wearing 99, 16, 30, 4, 20, and 23, as those numbers are all retired by the organization. Wayne Gretzky, Marcel Dion, I think I said 30. Yeah, 30 of Rogie Vachon. Rob Blake, number 4. Luc Robitaille, number 20, and Dustin Brown, number 23. The 11, 32, and 8 numbers will never be given out again because they're going to be retired here in the not-too-distant future. Anjay Kopitar, Jonathan Quick, and Drew Doughty. Now, the NHL currently does not allow players to wear the number 0 or number 00. Maybe they'll change that in the future. The NFL and college football actually just changed that recently. So you can wear number 0 in football, which for years and years and years, they never allowed that. So maybe the NHL will change that one day. Lucky number 13 has only been worn by 5 LA Kings in the history of the organization. So apparently those guys were not superstitious. No LA Kings players have ever worn the numbers 60, 65, 66, or 69, 75, 83, 87, 90, 93, 95, 96, or 98. Those numbers have never been worn by an LA Kings player. And I think if I was kind of a fringe player and wanted to do something unique, I think I might try and wear one of those numbers that no one has ever worn before. What the hell? To get you a little bit of extra attention. So some fun with numbers for the LA Kings for this upcoming season. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody that made a number change. I don't think I did. Up next, we've got a big deal for a team that Kings fans love to hate. That's next here on Locked On LA Kings, your team every day. You heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we have something a little different for you. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers get $5 off, or I should say, when they make a $5 bet, they get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. With a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market NFL game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime, of course. FanDuel is always there for you to bet on your favorite sports, Major League Baseball, golf, soccer, NASCAR, and, of course, the NFL season, which kicks off tonight. Join FanDuel, browse the latest betting odds of your favorite sports and teams, and use the Sportsbook app. Get in on the action. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to download America's #1 sportsbook. We usually don't talk too much about other teams in the NHL other than the Kings. Occasionally, though, we will make an exception if there's some big news involving a Pacific Division rival, and that is the case with the Edmonton Oilers, the team that has beaten the Kings the last 3 years in the playoffs. The team that, as much as I hate the Anaheim Ducks, I would say the Oilers historically and currently would be the biggest rival for the LA Kings. Well, they made some pretty big news this week, signing star Leon Draisaitl to an 8-year extension. It includes the highest average annual value in the salary cap era. Now, Draisaitl is about to turn 29. The deal will kick in after this coming season and carries an average annual value of $14 million per season, a total of $112 million. So party at Leon's house. But when the contract kicks in, it will eclipse Toronto Maple Leaf star Austin Matthews, who currently has the highest salary per season at $13.25 million. Now, Draisaitl has 850 points in 719 career games during his 10 seasons. That's the third highest point total over that span, behind teammate Connor McDavid and Tampa Bay Lightning winger Nikita Kucherov. Draisaitl led the NHL in scoring in the 2019-20 season and won the Hart Trophy as league MVP that year. His 347 career goals is the fourth highest of any player in that span. This signing is the first significant move for new Edmonton Oilers general manager Stan Bowman. Now, I am not surprised at all by this signing. I don't think anyone across the NHL is, or even the amount that he was given. The only downside for the Oilers, as far as Leon Draisaitl individually, is that he is older. He's going to be 37 when this deal is over, and likely his best years will be behind him at that point. But this deal is not for the future. This deal is for the now. The Edmonton Oilers feel like right now they are a Stanley Cup contender, and who could argue with them? They were within one win of winning it all last season. So their Stanley Cup window is open in the moment, and that's what they're paying for in the moment. He's obviously, Leon Draisaitl, a part of one of the, if not the best duos in the NHL with Connor McDavid. Now, the good news, if you're a Kings fan, is the Oilers have not only signed Leon Draisaitl to a big contract, but they've got to pay a couple of other big stars here in the very near future. They've got young star in the making defenseman Evan Bouchard. Now, he's a restricted free agent after this season, but they would like to lock him up long term. And then you've got the big one, Connor McDavid, an unrestricted free agent season after next. So not this after this coming season, but after the next season. But you know they're going to lock him up long term at some point, if not this season, certainly next season. He can ask for whatever he wants, and they're going to obviously pay it. So a ton of cap space for the Edmonton Oilers is going to be tied up in two, likely three players in Draisaitl, McDavid, and Bouchard. And so that means there's a lot less money to go around for the rest of the Oilers roster. It's certainly going to hurt their depth. You can understand when you have two superstars and another star in the making, you feel like that's the core of your team and we can build around them. But it is, again, it's going to hurt their depth going down the road, what they're going to be able to pay. So the window for the Oilers is the next two seasons for them to win a Stanley Cup. If they don't get it done in the next 2 years, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to win the Cup. They do have one really awful contract on their books. That is to defenseman Darnell Nurse. He's going to be making $9 million per season for the next 4 seasons. That is a contract they'd love to get out of, but nobody out there, I can't imagine, is going to take that contract off their hands. Certainly, hopefully not as far as Kings fans go. So again, good news, bad news for us as Kings fans. The bad news is we're going to have to contend with Leon Draisaitl as an Oiler for many years to come. But again, the good news is, again, I think their window is the next couple of years. Once they lock up McDavid to whatever he's going to want, he'll be the highest paid player in the NHL. They've got Draisaitl locked up to a big deal. And I think Evan Bouchard's going to get paid a lot down the road. Again, 3 great players to build your franchise around. Every franchise would love to do that. But again, it's going to really hurt their depth and the amount of money they're going to have to pay for the entirety of the rest of their roster. So some news involving the Edmonton Oilers that I thought was worthy of passing along to you as Kings fans. All right, that's going to do it for today's show for you everydayers, or right now every other dayers. Coming up on Friday, of course, it is our weekly fan feedback show. Any comments you have about anything we talked about today, any comments about anything we talked about on Monday's show, anything involving our LA Kings that you want to talk about, it can be serious, it can be funny, whatever. It's your chance. The email address is, as always, lockedoneddie@gmail.com, EDDIE. If you're watching on YouTube, we would love for you to leave your comments in the comment section below. Those are always welcome, help out the algorithm and help the show to be found by people out there. So thank you always for that. And you can always stay connected with the show on social media. Follow us on X, Twitter, and Instagram. We are at Locked On LA Kings. I'm Eddie Garcia. Thank you, as always, for listening and watching this episode of Locked On LA Kings, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you on Friday. And as always, go Kings, go.